A man in East London has been convicted of murder after decapitating his wife and flushing her head down the toilet. The details of the case are like something out of a movie. So this guy's name is Dempsey Nibbs. He's a 69-year-old crane operator in East London. His wife, Judith Nibbs, worked for Meals on Wheels. She was 60 years old. And this couple was married for 30 years. And then, of course, back in 2014, leading up to this murder, apparently their marriage had gone quite sour. So allegedly, this woman, Judith, she once she was no longer having to take care of the two kids, she became a new woman. She started seeing other people, allegedly. And leading up to the murder, a couple of nights before, she was apparently taunting her husband, saying that she had had sex 8 times. The Dempsey discovered that there was money transferred from their joint account to the account of a close friend. So it was a lot of this just kind of, dealing with infidelity and, sort of a crime of passion. But then the details of the case are quite grim. So he apparently that night, he knocked Judith out with a lead bar, and then he cut her head off and then smashed it up with a mallet and then flushed it all down the toilet. And then unfortunately, he called the police saying that they should be expecting to find 2 bodies at the scene of the crime. When the police got there, they actually found Mr. Nibbs with both a shotgun and a knife, and he was attempting to stab himself. They grappled it away from him and then took him to prison. So this he was convicted of murder. He has not yet been sentenced. That's to be adjourned, but this was a crazy story when I read it.
Yes, and it was crazy to listen to that. I'm just wondering. I'm trying to look into this guy's past, maybe his history. Do we know if there's any sort of history of mental health? Any past situations where this guy was involved in some crazy stuff? Is that something that you could just do out of anger one time when you get really angry?
I think that's the aspect that's interesting to me, because I understand people, crimes of passion exist, right? But yes. To the extent that this happened, this is crazy. So this guy does not allegedly have any history of mental health issues, but he did say, he didn't mean to kill her. He wanted to slap her around a little bit. Judith had confided in her sister and a co-worker that he'd been threatening to kill her. He'd been hitting her, and sort of leading up to that. But it's just, it's one of those things where, yes, absolutely, I don't think that she should have been taunting him with the fact that she was unfaithful, but that kind of crime of passion I could never understand.
Well, duh, and obviously she could never foresee something like that either. So we can't say, oh, she shouldn't have done that.
Right, absolutely. So this is something shocking out of the UK, a crime of passion that is straight out of a horror film.